Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. We all need rest, not because it makes us more productive at our jobs, but because it makes us happier, healthier, and more well-rounded people. In the book, Wintering, The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times, Catherine May writes about the seasonality of rest. Yeah, how it's like we operate in these seasons, and about how as human beings, we invariably encounter seasons throughout our life where we need a conscious kind of intentional escape. So wintering is a time that is about reflection and recuperation, for slow replenishment, and for putting your house in order. She writes, doing those deeply unfashionable things like slowing down, letting your spare time expand, getting enough sleep, resting is a radical act, but it is essential. And I 100% agree. You know, over the last 18 months when this pandemic's been here, it's forced so many people who've been working and the companies to adapt to the point that so many people have been working from home. And it's like they've found this new freedom in working from home and they love it. There's a survey that was done in May this year, over 1,000 adults, and it showed that 39% of people would actually consider quitting their jobs if their bosses weren't flexible about working remote. Really interesting is that amongst the millennials, it was 49%. That's huge. And I get it. You know, for me, March last year, March 2020, I flew back into Australia. For the 20 years prior to that, I had been traveling the world as a professional speaker, 6 to 9 months a year, somewhere in the world, living out of suitcases, but I bloody loved it. I really loved it. I consciously created a life where I could get paid to travel the world. And I had a blast. I couldn't even start telling you some of the adventures. It was amazing. However, the last 18 months when I was forced back, wasn't forced. I got back into the country while I felt I could get back in and had to quarantine and all that stuff. But it was like, I had to grieve first the fact that life was not happening, and I'd been on that treadmill of it, even though it wasn't a taxing treadmill. I loved it, but I'd been in that routine for so long. So initially I went through a huge grieving, like just not understanding how my life was doing what it was doing. Anyway, got through that, and I've consciously created and allowed a whole different life to come in. And I was talking to a mate yesterday who flies the world a lot too. And he said to me, so where are you going first, Jen? Like all of a sudden now they've just opened up Australia and we're allowed to go and fly again, where we have not been allowed out of our country for the last 18 months. And he said, where are you going first? And I went, I'm actually not. I have no desire right at this moment in time to get on a plane and fly anywhere. I really don't. It's been such a long block of time. You know, they say 3 weeks, 3 months is a habit cycle. I have had 18 months at home on the Gold Coast. I surf 7 days a week. I work from home around the surf and the tides, and I get to work online. I go to ukulele class on a Friday morning. I am having an insanely fun life right here at home. It is wildly different to the life I had, but it's been so long. It's a whole new habit for me. And I don't want to fly right at this moment in time. Now, I'm sure it'll come back, but it's not there right now. And I find that so interesting because it was so ingrained for me, and I consciously built that life to fly. So me, like so many other people who were forced to work from home, they don't want to go back to work. They don't want to go back to the office. I don't want to go back to jumping on planes every day. It's really interesting stuff. So I thought I'd talk about this because it's real for me and it's real for so many people. So what is the opposite of rest? What is the opposite of rest? Well, the opposite of rest is work. And I've talked about this stuff in my 7 Steps to Sanity, all my corporate work I've spoken on around the world for the last 20 years on preventing burnout in the workplace. And that whole concept of workism is all about how people chase, they work and they work so hard for that fulfillment through their job. And it's like their identity is attached to it. And yet at the same time, we find it's making them miserable. It's huge. And I get it. I grew up with a dad that he used to say, Jen, you rest when all the work's done. Well, guess what? The work is never all done. And I was absolutely a workaholic. Prior to burning out, I was the perfectionist workaholic, and it was terrible. And it did. It nearly cost me my life. So I'm really grateful I learned those lessons over the last 30 years. I still have a very high work ethic, but I consciously rest. I know the value of it. And so that's what I want to talk about today. So rest is not a reward. It's not you should work hard and you then deserve to have some time off. No, rest is an absolutely basic human need. It just is. So what are some of the benefits of resting? Well, when we relax, and it's about physically and emotionally resting. So it's resting our physical body, but it's also about resting our mind, our brain as well. We need to just quieten it. So resting helps to restore that kind of sense of calm. It takes the edge off our nervous system at times when it kind of gives you that extra reserve, so that at times when you are exhausted or stretched or ill or something, that your body's got an extra reserve. That's it. So when we do rest, get good quality rest, and it's not about a chunk of time, but it's quality rest that works for you. Now, we all rest differently, but it's not about going to sleep. That's not what it is. Sleep counts, but that's not what it is. But when we do rest properly, we get sick less often. Our weight sits a better place. So I talked lots about the impacts of stress hormones like cortisol. That plays a part. We lower our chances of getting big, nasty health problems like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. It helps we do the tired and crankies less often, so our moods aren't all over the place. We get the clarity in our mind. We're not in that brain overwhelm. We can be less cranky, and bottom line, we just become better people. People like us more because you're not just cranky all the time. So rest doesn't mean sleep. Some of my favorite ways to rest and recharge are, well, one, we've got to rest our mind. We've got our physical body too, but let's talk about your mind first, because I find this one governs so much. The first one is all about using our breath. Now, there is a seriously cool book out there called Breath. I learned about it when I did an ocean confidence course to help my surfing. And I'll put a link in the show notes because it's a bloody epic book. And it's all about breathing through your nose and the benefits of breathing through your nose. I've been a mouth breather through my life. And nowadays I consciously breathe through my nose, to the point that some nights I even tape my lips shut so that I have to breathe through my nose. It's a thing. The next one is to soak in the bath. I really love ending my days with a bath. Now, I'm not jumping in there just to wash off the day's grime, but therapeutically, water, we're born in water. We spend 9 months a year floating around. Water is really regenerative to us. And so for me to soak in the bath with some essential oils and some, maybe a bit of quiet music, and some magnesium salts and things to help me really just zone out. 15 minutes in the bath for me is like, whoa, just pure bliss. I'll take that any day over a shower at the end of the day. I really will. It works for me. It helps my body just come down and recharge. The next one is soothing music. Now, if I personally listen to soothing music, I usually go to sleep. I do. So one I do around music is I'll get my ukulele and I don't consciously play a song. I just strum and let my mind wander. And it's like I defrag my brain. That's one that I love a lot. I really do. That works for me in a big way. Mindful meditation is great. Journaling, some people writing is a great way for them to defrag their brain. Guided visualizations are awesome. So another one is walking the garden. So for me, about every hour to hour and a half, I'll go and play my uke, or I'll go and walk my garden. I do something to defrag my brain and rest my brain. It's a conscious thing that I do. And I'll just walk, touch my plants, literally have a bit of a chat to the plants and notice all the little things different that are happening. And that really works well for me as a system of rest. Now, we also need to rest our physical body. So This is where things like yoga are like top of the list. Yoga is hugely beneficial for resting our physical body. For me, I get frustrated with yoga unless it's hot yoga, but I love hot yoga as a way to switch off. Qigong is also good. And Qigong is like a moving meditation. Huge. Progressive muscle relaxation. That's where you lay down and you say to you tell your toes to rest and relax. And then you work up here, you tell your feet to rest and relax. You just breathe in and just go with it. And you just feel your body progressively working all the way up. It will start at the top and go down. Doesn't matter, but just really let everything relax. Walking is an excellent relaxation. It's perfect for resting, except it's got to be not the I'm exercising kind of rest. It's just, like strolling and notice what's happening out there in nature. Massage is excellent. I'm a huge fan of massage. When I have a massage, and the same with when I have acupuncture treatments, I surrender. I swear my body I consciously surrender to it. And the recharge I get from resting in that way is huge for me. And another one is about warm, soothing drinks. Now, it really works. So this is like your chamomile teas, a warm milk drink, not anything that's stimulants or, tea, coffee, alcohol, those kind of things don't count. But a warm, soothing drink can be useful for your body to rest as well. So it doesn't mean like you have to have hours of rest or an hour of rest. For me, 15 minutes walk in the garden just lets my body let go. So have a look at the list and see what works for you. Because remember, you're worthy of rest. You should never feel guilty for taking time to rest like I did in the young days, because my dad said, you rest when everything's done. And I'd look at my list and think, fuck, I got so much to still do. I can't. And it's like, you can, Jen, you actually can. And it's important that you do. I learned that through burning out, and so grateful I learned that lesson. So negative emotions like guilt change your body chemistry faster than crap food. So just go, I deserve to rest. You really do. And when I started studying as a naturopath, I learned all about living from a place of prevention. So it's like, I don't wait to do stressed and tired. I don't wait to do crappy sleep. I don't wait to do crappy moods. I don't wait to do crappy energy. I don't wait to do any of that crap, because I choose to live from a place of prevention. I know how beneficial it is to me to every hour and a half go and walk the garden or play my uke, or to finish my day with a bath instead of a shower. I know the benefits for me, and I know the benefits for you. If you haven't been factoring in time for rest, this is your little wake-up call. I promise it needs to happen. So leaving you with 3 healthy life hacks today. Number 1 is identify if you have been factoring it in, and if you haven't. That's the first one. Just go, have I really been getting quality rest for my mind and physical body during the day? And if you haven't, number 2 is diarize it. Make it foolproof. Stick it in your diary. Because what I know is people go, yeah, I'm going to get a massage on Thursday. But then Thursday comes and life's busy and they go, no, I have to cancel that. No, you can't. Make it foolproof. Make your rest time a not negotiable. I promise it's worth it. And then the third one is, what strategies that I've talked about today are you willing to implement? You can go to the show notes at www.healthylifehacks.com.au and check them out. They're all written there. You don't have to go back and listen, but you may choose to go back and listen again. But don't try and do them all at once. See which one resonates with you the most. Is it that you want to go for a relaxing walk? Is it that you want to try having a bath at night, with some oils and some magnesium or something? What appeals to you? I promise, little 15-minute blocks. Remember, 15 minutes is 1% of your day. Spend 1% of your day resting your mind, and spend 1% of your day resting your physical body. Your body will love you for that. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review on Apple Podcast to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from, so that you always catch the next episode. And if you would like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below. Join my newsletter and we will get that free ebook sent to you. I welcome your emails and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.